Welcome to 3-Minute Mastery, where you get the business intel you need to optimize your business results. I'm Rob Van Craenenbroeck, the culture guy. And in my previous couple of episodes, we've been talking about the 10 truths organizations must know, must face, right? And we talked about it in kind of a triangle, if you will, where strategy was on one side, culture on the other, and then your operating system on the baseline of that. So today's part, we're going to talk about that operating system, if you will. And I'm going to talk to you about a few of the truths around that. So the first truth I want to talk about is, what do we have to get better at? And I think it's important for the leadership of an organization to say and ask the employees, and at all levels of the organization, by the way, as I continue to preach. Yes, it's preaching probably, because you've heard me say it so many times. But what's getting in our way or preventing us from doing our very best work, from adding the most value we can for our clients? What's choking us and not allowing us to really deliver value at the highest level we're capable of? I think these are really important questions for the leadership to ask the organization, the entire organization. And I think you'll find some really interesting answers, and answers you can act upon to better your organization and better compete. So another truth that we're going to talk about is, what do we need to stop doing? What in my work is not really adding value for the organization, maybe ultimately for our client? And by the way, if it's not really adding value, I probably know that as an employee, and I'm not deriving a lot of work purpose from it too. Now, there's some things that we say, well, it's not huge value, but it still has to be done. True, there are some things like that. So we're not advocating just taking every task out, but we're saying the task still has to have some value. So what do we need to stop doing? What are we spending some energy, some real time and energy and human capital on that's not adding value? We need to ask ourselves that, and probably each department needs to ask themselves that. So we take that waste out of the organization, increase our capacity, and do kind of high value responsibility, the work that really adds value to the organizations, helps us grow, helps us compete, helps us deliver those business results. And then finally, in our decision making, are we effective in that? Are we expedient, timely in that, so we can get to market quickly? And do we really act on it when we make a decision? Are we decisive enough that we can move that into action? Because if we can, it's just a decision that feels good in the boardroom or in some other conference room. Let's make decisions that are actionable, that drive results, that engage our people, and really allow us to do our very best work so we can deliver optimized business results. So, until next time, is your culture working for you?